Welcome into another video on my channel where I go through and test all the weapons inside of Black Ops 6 to see how viable these weapons are for all of you to be using within the Zombies game mode. So if you're new to my channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications as you're not going to want to miss out any future uploads from myself. Now down below in the description, you can find the link for the amazing Zhordecommunity Discord that is full of players willing to help out other players. So if you'd like to be a part of a community and not just hop in and get an Easter egg done and then dip, then on Saturdays, we're looking to run some custom Warzone games. So I'd love to see you guys down in the community. Hope to see you there. Join via the link. In the description as well, you can find my streams, and I stream everything from zombies to Warzone to multiplayer, and just have a ton of fun over there. Would love to see you pop into stream as I'm working hard to smash out Twitch Partner this year. As well, don't forget we have the brand new membership level on the channel at 99 cents a month. So go ahead and check that out if you'd like to become a channel member. Now in today's video, we're going to dive in and cover everything that is grief, as grief mode is back in Zombies, and it's an absolute chaotic way to play. Tons of fun. You got 4v4 competitive survival, indirect player versus player, capture zones, and a swarm of undead trying to take everybody out. If you're ready to beat your enemies, outlast the opposition, and master the mechanics of grief mode, then stick around because I'm diving in and breaking it all down right now. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We're going to go through and kind of cover you on everything for grief mode so that you're all ready for Season 4, which drops tomorrow. Now, there is 11 different grief arenas within all of the maps that we're going to be able to play. So one of the arenas inside Liberty Falls is going to include the bowling alley, so you can go into Liberty Lanes, the motor lodge here, so all of this area is going to be available inside of the arena, the pump and pay gas station. Now this is where it gets funny because it is say pump and pay gas station, but it doesn't say East Main Street, which is where I'm at right now. So I definitely kind of feel like this sidewalk here you see to my right that I just ran over, I feel like that's going to be a barrier that you're not going to be able to get by, is what I think, just based on what they've said as far as the arena goes inside of Liberty for the first one. All right, so our second one is going to include the Dark Ether Church, the cemetery, and the hilltop is the areas that we're going to be allowed to be using. This is the second grief arena inside of the Liberty Falls map. So I thought I would just kind of show you guys the area that these arenas are going to be taking place in so that you are prepared and know kind of the areas of the grief mode arenas before it drops tomorrow. So this is the second one here. Again, Dark Ether Church, Cemetery, and Hilltop is the areas for our second grief arena. All right, so diving into Terminus, our first grief arena is going to be the biolab. So we get all of the biolab and that's it. So it's just going to be the biolab is going to be our very first grief arena inside of the map Terminus for Season 4. So just a quick little run through the biolab area so you all have a really good feel of, you know, where the grief arenas are, the places you can go. I'm assuming Pack-a-Punch is either going to be moving or not moving for this. But this is the first arena on Terminus. All right, so our second arena for grief mode for Season 4 on the map Terminus is going to be taking place on Crab Island. Now, this one's rather interesting. I'm not really sure how this one's going to play. I'm kind of intrigued to see what grief mode's going to be like on the island here. I'm wondering how far out into the water are we going to be allowed to go? Is it going to be blocked off the water? Let me know what you think in your comments down below. I'd love to find out. But yeah, Crab Island is your second arena that is going to be for grief mode on Season 4, sorry, Black Ops 6. So yeah, this is just a quick little run through of Crab Island, so you have a pretty good idea of what the grief mode arena is going to look like, the second one on Terminus Island. Now, interestingly enough, for Citadelle de Mort, there is only one grief arena, and you're looking at it right here. They've got the courtyard, the ramparts, and the entrance hall. So this is the entrance hall where Juggernog is. You're going to be able to play all through this area here. So let's go through and have a look at the grief arena inside of Citadelle. I think this might be one of the bigger ones that they've got set up for grief mode inside of Season 4, because you get all of this area in front of the castle. You can't go through that door there. You can't go through this door on your left down below towards Deadshot Daiquiri, but you do have up here on the castle wall to run around. So I feel like this one's going to be really interesting. I'm kind of curious to see how this Citadelle arena is going to be able to play. It seems like it's quite the large area to play. So let me know your thoughts on the Citadelle Grief Mode arena for Season 4. Now on the Tomb, we've got two Grief Mode arenas. Our first one here is in Spawn, the dig site, and up here in the Mausoleum. I probably pronounced that wrong. My bad. But it's basically just the spawn room inside of the Tomb is what we're going to be looking at our very first arena for Grief Mode inside of Season 4 on the map The Tomb. So the next arena we get to use for Grief Mode in Season 4 on The Tomb is the entirety of the Dark Aether Nexus. Now this is going to be a really interesting one. I feel like this is going to be a ton of fun to play inside of here. And personally for me, I definitely feel like the Dark Aether Nexus just looks absolutely gorgeous. So this might be one of my favorite ones to play on, just on visuals alone. But let me know so far, out of the Grief Mode arenas we're getting for Season 4, which one have you seen that is your favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, for Shattered Veil, this must be one of the devs' favorite maps, because for Grief Mode, we've got 4 arenas inside of the map Shattered Veil for us to be playing in. So our first one is basically just spawn. You can't open that door, and you won't be able to open the door this way into Shen's Henge. I'm definitely intrigued to see if we get any more arenas added throughout the season. All right, so our second arena inside of Shattered Veil is the Upper Terrace, Shem's Henge, and the Motor Court. So what you're looking at is Shem's Henge here and the playable areas, and then we're going to go up into the Upper Terrace, which will include down to that door, but not into the Quick Revive area. And then you've got the Motor Court, or as we call it, the front of the mansion is going to be this area. Definitely a pretty big area. All right, so our third Grief Mode arena inside of Shattered Veil for Season 4 is going to be the Mansion Foyer. So the interesting room here we get with the Z-Rex. Then we get Overlook, the East Foyer, and the Library. So this is the East Foyer. You're going to be able to go up the stairs to here. You're not going to be able to get in through that door. I believe that's going to be closed. And then you're going to be able to push in here into the library. So we've got a 2-plate in this area. Definitely an interesting arena I'm looking at for sure. All right, so our final Grief Mode arena on Shattered Veil includes the West Hallways. So you won't be able to get into where PhD Flopper is. You'll be able to run through all of this area here. Down this hallway, that door is going to stay closed. You'll be able to come all the way through here. You're not going to be able to get into Rick Toffin's quarters, so that's going to be closed. But then over the fence through here, you are going to be able to get into the bottlery area as well, and you won't be able to go down there, so that's not going to be allowed. That's near patio, so you'll be stuck here on the West Hallways. Southwest balcony, which I believe is this one. And this is going to be the final arena for Grief Mode for Season 4. All right, so let's dive into Grief Mode a little bit more. What exactly is Grief Mode? It's a fan favorite mode where 2 teams of 4 drop into the same zombies map. But here's the twist. You can't directly kill the other team. Instead, you have to grief them. This means using strategies, zombies, and environmental mechanics to disrupt the enemy team until they fall. If your squad is the last one with a player standing, you will win the match. At the start of each game, you'll choose to support either Sam or Director Rick Toffin. Your handler throughout the match depends on who you pledge to, but trust me, your real focus is going to be survival. Grief matches happen inside specialized arenas, as we saw earlier in the videos, and these are all subsections of existing zombies maps that I showed you all, so you know what the arenas look like. The layout, it's already unlocked, the power's already going to be turned on, and the action's going to start immediately. Both teams spawn on opposite sides of the arena, and the chaos kicks off from the very first second. You can revive down teammates at any time, unless zombies or the enemy team block you. But every 3rd round, there's an automatic respawn that brings back eliminated players from both teams. There's also a join in progress. Players can join a match up until round 10, unless a team has already captured 2 zones in a row. In that case, it's locked. Salvage drops are visible to all players, but only the first one to grab them gets it. And with 8 players in the match, zombie spawns are faster and deadlier. Everything from pack-a-punch to gobblegum machines and crafting tables is still in play, though some gobblegums are restricted for balance. All right, so now let's talk about kind of the main mechanic of Grief mode this year, which is going to be capture zones. These pop up at regular intervals throughout the match. When a zone activates, your team needs to step inside and rack up kills against the undead. If you hit the quota before the timer runs out, you trigger a Grief, an effect that punishes the other team. But if nobody meets the kill count, both teams get griefed. No one's safe. That sounds craziness. Here are the 5 grief attacks that you can inflict on your enemies. A weapon nerf. They deal way less damage to zombies now. That sounds horrible. Ammo drain. Their ammo slowly ticks away over time. I'm not looking forward to that one. Zombie ambush. A powerful elite zombie spawns and targets them only. That sounds like tons of fun. Weapon carousel. Their guns randomly swap every few seconds. Like, that's going to be so crazy to watch. And then frozen. Their movement slows down and their characters get iced over. That sounds like insta downs to me. Each one can flip the game in an instant, and timing is everything. You'll also earn new score types for pulling off these plays. Kill zombies during a capture zone, you get a capture zone kill. Secure a full zone, that's a capture zone win. Take down an elite enemy, you get a capture zone elite kill bonus. It's not just about staying alive anymore. With Grief this year, it's about playing smarter than your enemies. So Grief mode is available on all 5 maps. Liberty Falls, I showed you, Terminus, Citadelle de Morts, The Tomb, and Shattered Vale. You all know what the arenas are going to look like in this video. Each one has its own layout and choke points to master, but no matter where you are, the rules stay the same. Wonder weapons are restricted, and 5 gobblegums are off limits. Exit strategy, idolize, wonder bar, timeout, and flavor hex, which is coming with Season 4. These restrictions keep the mode balanced and force teams to rely on skill, teamwork, clutch decisions, and, communication I think is going to be huge on these. Here are a few quick tips to master, Grief mode when it drops tomorrow. Stick close, but don't clump up. Use revives tactically, prioritize capturing those zones, and always save your best gear for when a Grief wave hits. Every second counts in this mode, and mistakes are going to be super costly, I feel. With increased spawns, I feel like mistakes, poor communication are going to lead to problems really, really quickly. Grief mode this year sounds like a perfect mix of chaos, strategy, communication, and pure zombie survival. I, for one, am super excited to dive in and check it out and see how it plays. I mean, you're not just fighting the undead, you're battling another team that's trying to ruin your chances at every single chance they get. So are you ready to grief, or are you ready to get griefed? If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you smash that subscribe button, like the video, and let me know if you'd like to see more of these styled videos in the future. Also, don't forget to be liked, subscribed, and commenting on the videos, as at 7,000 subscribers, I'm doing my next giveaway just to show thank you for the unbelievable support you have all shown me on the channel, as we are now just about to cross 6,200 subscribers. Thank you oh so much for tuning in today, and we'll see you on the Grief arenas tomorrow.